about 70 miles, 80 miles from Jefferson City. I left Kansas City about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, heading east on I-70. I'll be going to Jefferson City and heading south from there. Meet up with Miguel down in Cuba, Missouri. And then we will go to the location from there. He's being very generous and letting me come in, spend a couple of days and nights with him. I've got the drone. We found a location. We originally had a location where we could not use the drone because of regulations, but we're going to move to an area where we can use the drone. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I may stay a day after he leaves because I want to do the experiment with the Japanese language under a tarp, watching with a thermal camera. I've got about 3 hours of Japanese conversations, Japanese arguments, and I even threw in a little Chinese. I downloaded some Chinese also. So got this interesting mix of conversations and very loud, aggressive arguing. So I'm very anxious to set that up in a place that has potential and see if it elicits any activity. You know, it's just an experiment. I've had success with empty tents, at least what I thought was success. You know, I could be wrong. You know, about those run-bys that I captured. I had it happen 3 separate times in 3 different locations. Something running by the tent. So, if that indeed was a Bigfoot or a young Bigfoot, this should elicit something. Right on. Hey, buddy.
On the wrong speed, clicks the switch to 33, turns the dial right up to 10, and he flies, leaping around the room like an eat-up baboon. His dance, yelling, I have no regrets. Do it for the love, the rush, the buzz, the hush. Whatever tunes your knees to push, the hit, the lift, even if you gotta sit.
All right, starting to finally get the campsite set up here at the Mark Twain National Forest, somewhere in the Mark Twain National Forest. Very comfortable. And it's almost 3 o'clock, so it's going to be good sleeping weather for the next couple nights. Got the coffee going on. I need to gather up my recorder log. Here's the hammock area, battery charging for my phone, my book to read. But anyways, I need to go out and pick up the log recorder that I use for listening on the hammock. Do not know. Where is it? There it is. No, it's not it. Cannot find the cord. There it is. Hard to see. So I gotta follow it. If I didn't have that cord attached to it, I never would find this log. There it is. See it? See how well hidden that thing is? All right. All right, gonna set up my solar lights to absorb some sun all day. Just going to set it right here. This afternoon, for a good long stretch, the sun will be on this side, so just set them up right there. Heard a few odds and ends last night listening on the parabolic while laying in the tent. Some possible knocks. Heard a pretty good sized commotion. Coffee's on.
Yeah. Cool. Good morning.
Good
Did you
morning.
hear any sensible Bigfoot activity?
Heard some maybes and could be's.
Yeah.
We'll have to pull them up, look at them, isolate them, and take a look at what happens before, after, and during, and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard some interesting stuff last night that makes me want to get into that audio and just see what it was. So
Yeah.
I'll certainly let you know.
I thought it was interesting that got up, take a leak, loud wood knock, and wood on wood. It's like they were
like,
shocked.
pay attention,
Like, oh,
he's up.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, timing is also crucial when a knock happens.
We're creeping in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a gander at your rig over here.
Oh, I just took it off and I'm gonna put it back up there.
Look at this.
On the bike.
Look at this, people. Look at this electric bike for cavorting through the commute in the woods.
Yeah. It's got a 40 to 60 mile range, big old honking battery. I got 2 batteries, 1 backup.
Hey, can I get your name, sir?
My name's Joe.
Joe Ringling.
Joe, yep.
And you heard him, folks. He said he has a big honking battery. Everybody knows what a honking battery is.
Well, they sell a lot of the 750 watters for the urban commuters, but I've always been kind of a long distance person, so I can pedal this thing, use light pedal assist, and get a lot out of that battery.
Nice.
But the really powerful thing about this bike, being in the Ozark Hills here, it's got 2 motors on it on the front and rear, so it's all-wheel drive, and I can zip up a hill like that.
Right on.
It's an ultralight motorcycle is what it is, and it will rip up a hill.
And what's it called?
If I need it. Oh, it's an off-brand, honestly.
Okay. Because I was looking at the goats. There's one called the I don't know, the V12 goat or something like that. I mean, I'm looking.
Yeah. I tell you what, there's some popular brands. They're like $5-6 grand for the power you get. And I was like, I'm not gonna pay that. It's electronics gear. I'll wait for it to go down.
And they always.
It wasn't even a year. This was on sale for $13.99.
Like it.
You know.
Like it. All right, so you're still gonna run into town and get your stuff, get your charger and.
I'm thinking so. Yeah.
Okay. I don't need anything. I was just gonna take care of a lot of battery charging stuff when you do go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I just gotta go check my horses midday, and then.
How many minutes away do you live?
I live about 45 minutes.
Yeah, 45
east on the highway.
Well, the big plans tonight, folks, is watch my bluff charge video, how the vehicle was set up. We're going to try that tonight, traveling around to different spots, black out the vehicle, entertain ourselves with conversation and looking on our phones if we have cell phone coverage inside the cab, because it will be blacked out, and we'll let our parabolic recorders on top of the vehicles catch whatever happens around us, and if it's dead, we move on to another spot. That's what makes it exciting.
Yep.
Go put your hand on a tree so I can see if you leave a handprint. Yep, there you go.
Of course, it had to be one with poison ivy on it. Let me do it on this log down here. I knew the only oak tree that I picked out would have poison ivy on it.
Oh, nice.
Rub that hand into the dirt. Make sure I don't rub my eyes with it.
It's still there. Hey man, just think, if we could get up on a tree soon enough after a Bigfoot hugged it.
Yep.
I mean, look at that. You can still see your palm and fingers.
Yep.
Amazing.
On my technology. They went from measuring blobs of a heat coming out of heater ducts and houses to this refined precision focus on these things. That's fantastic.
All right.
You got that. You're like Moses. You got your staff. Oh, yeah, you are.
I'm getting your face. Hey, there you go.
Kevin Bacon. Hey, yeah.
Say hey, baby. Call you Milky. Milky and Fire Crotch.
There you go.
See, this is giving him some nice footage for his videos.
Yeah.
Too bad I won't be in any of them.
You gotta get your big self.
At some point in this part of the video, Miguel and Joe saw a light at the end of the ridge. Uh, and so they attempted to pick it up. They said it looked like maybe somebody with a with a headlamp that was moving. So they go down and try to find it, and they can't find it. So I used my thermal camera to see if I can see any heat, and I cannot see any heat. And one or two of them picked up the light further down going through the woods, and we all went down at one point and tried to locate the light. And I mean, I saw a light in the distance, but that wasn't the one that they said. It was a different light, that it was bobbing along the ground. So Miguel will probably be discussing that in the video about this camping trip that he puts on his channel, Sasquatch Theory, and it should be out pretty soon. And I will provide that link in the description of this video, so you can go over there and hear his and Joe's take on what they saw. I myself did not see it. I tried to pick up some heat with my thermal camera, but I did not see the light. They claim to have seen it. So if you want to hear their version of events of what happened there, you will have to go over to his channel and check it out.
What do you think about them knowing what a camera is? How people say they know what a camera is. I think it's like deer. You know, like when you first put up a camera, it takes them months to get used to it. They don't like the lens. It looks like an eyeball. But then again, people say the Native Americans, they didn't like cameras either.
You know, I mean, it could be as
But
simple.
they're like people, so maybe it's a mix of both.
You know, all I know is when I first started this, and And that was the talk of the town, was IR lights and battery magnets and all that stuff, you know, electrical fields and all that stuff. All I had for evidence at the time was what happened at the Sierra Sound site.
Yeah.
And in their audio, if you believe that, if you believe what they got as Bigfoot activity, which I do, and all that stuff, they talked about trying to set up game trap or camera traps. Then that was in the late 60s and early 70s. All they had then, and they said that they set up string triggers, so they didn't have the complex cameras that we have now.
Yeah.
And they still, the cameras got avoided, the cameras got destroyed, all of these things happened, and back then it was just a 35 millimeter with a string trigger.
Right.
So what can you say those cameras have that our cameras have now? The only common denominator is they watched us set them up. It has nothing to do with the IR light, has nothing to do. So because of what I believe that they said was true, I no longer waste any time worrying about the IR lights, because it was something else, or their cameras wouldn't have gotten avoided and destroyed hanging in the trees.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're just really sensitive.
Yeah. And people that put their cameras out in areas that claim that they're not getting activity and that the cameras are being avoided, well, we also have to weigh in how many of those places the Bigfoots aren't even there, because the people are not correct on their assessment that Bigfoots are even there. Those are the people that might be finding them in every picture or every shadow.
Right.
And so when they put up a game cam, they're like, man, they're avoiding the game cameras here too. Well, in your case, there may not even be Bigfoots there.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
It's hard to assess good information from what we've got out there so far, because
Yeah, absolutely. And as you know, like when an area is truly active and it happens like every other day or every day, like you capture some evidence.
yeah, that's why
when you know they're there, you get stuff
Yeah.
on audio, you get weird stuff on the camera.
you're not gonna fill up.
No, probably not, because I got that energy drink in me.
Oh, you're gonna be bouncing off trees then.
I know. That's what I'm worried about.
Can you hear me fine?
We'll get that one in a second. Camera on.
This is stealth camping with high-tech equipment.
Yeah. You got the, oh yeah, you got the GoPro attached.
I'm just trying to get me some little snippets. I'm about to throw the drone up so I can take a look at the lay of the land,
Okay, that sounds good.
and might put the thermal inlay on top of the regular video since it's daylight out. That way, if I see anything already, then
Yeah.
know that it'll be. We can scour a daytime video looking for it too.
Okay.
Self-checking.
Okay, see, check this out. This is where we have a thermal inlay into a regular video.
Oh, wow.
So if we find a heat signature, we know that there's a 4K daytime video being taken at the same time.
Yeah. That's really cool.
See, so there's you and me.
Mm-hmm. You see anything weird, Randy?
I mean, I see little specks of white things, but apparently it's turning out to be rocks, or a lot of times the tree bark themselves are turning out to be pretty white.
Is it hard to see down in the woods with that?
Well, I mean, if there's something down there moving, it definitely has to go through an opening.
Yeah.
If you want to see anything.
Okay, cool.
See, like, so, I mean, we can look down at, see where we're at. So I think that's you and me right there. See how bright white we are?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that us? No, you and I are right here.
Yeah, those two.
So
It's his vehicle, isn't it? The bigger one?
yeah, that's the front of his vehicle. Yeah. See, so if we zoomed in, it's just, you're really not going to be able to tell when you zoom in. But you can see that that's a vehicle. And then you and I are right here.
There's something over there.
Well, every time I'd see something like that, I'd zoom in on it, and it looked like maybe a, part of a tree or something. So you can change it to this view here, where it's the thermal inside the regular video.
Mm-hmm.
So we could go around, and then when we hit record, know that it's getting two separate videos.
Yeah, that's cool that you can see.
Hey everyone. Hey, last night here in the Mark Twain, we had a few interesting things happen. We had some audio out, and you hear your occasional things that may or may not be knocks, or a rock hitting the ground, things like that. So you always seem to have that kind of activity. So it was interesting. Of course, we're going to have to go home, download all the audio, and go over it for specifics. But I wanted to show you what we're going to do tonight. My video about the bluff charge in Washington involved being in a vehicle with blankets taping everything up. And certainly my Chickasaw Park encounter, if you watch the video on that, involves a cab of my truck blanketed up. So tonight we are going to go around, drive around in different places. And what I've got is I put a wooden thing, built a wooden structure so that these black blankets can just be clamped. And they're all 4x6 black blankets that can be clamped to the pieces of wood. See, like that. And black out the cab very easily, very quickly. So we are going to do some driving around tonight in some very remote areas with just long, lone, winding logging roads in the Mark Twain here. And we're going to try that technique where you've got the parabolic on the top, listening to things, stop, listen for a while. If nothing happens, then we're going to move on to a different location. So we're going to have 3 headsets, parabolics on the top, driving around. We can actually film inside the cab while we're in here, depending on as things happen. I'm going to take the drone in case something happens that we can hop out, throw the drone up in the air. So I'm very excited about what we're going to do tonight. We're not going to wait around in camp here for them to visit us. We're going to go out and try to establish contact that way, which has been successful in the past for me. It's always hit and miss, but I'm hoping to get some success with this tonight. But you'll see. I'll put a video together about it. Thanks.
to the hood up here?
Yeah, I've got them strapped. Which way? Right or left? Do you want me to go right or left?
Mhm.
Right or left?
Oh, left.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go left. Okay.
All right, it's after 11 o'clock and we are going to our first stop. And I don't even know where that is. It says door ajar. I'm sure it has something to do with these blankets.
Yeah.
You want to give your door a shot? See if it's your door.
Yeah, it's closed.
Well, but it's saying door ajar,
Oh, really?
so maybe it needs to be pulled harder.
Still ajar?
Huh. I wonder if these blankets are blocking
Might be,
whatever
yeah.
monitor says the door's ajar.
Might be blocking a little micro switch someplace.
Yeah.
Getting pretty close to the next ridge. Let's slow down here.
Do you want to stop on this road?
Yeah.
Okay. You say when. Will we have to worry about any cars coming through?
That's good right there.
All right, I'm gonna figure out my door thing. Oh, that was it. It was my door. All right.
You got some serious gorilla grips up there.
Yeah. All right.
I pull in down here, I'm like, this place just looks spooky. Even if it was a group camera, I wouldn't be hanging out down here. This place can't get gifts. And this just kind of dead ends down here. Keep going.
Right here.
Yeah, just go all the way. I like to face the getaway. Kind of go around the back and then aim at the getaway.
Got no cell phone coverage here.
What was that?
Got no cell phone
We're
coverage
down the
here.
river valley now. If you get up on the ridge top, you'll get it. We're in booger country now.
Yeah, buddy.
You ever hear of Kumbo?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I get a kick out of that guy. Tim Baker, aka Kumbo. Very meticulous researcher. Funny as hell. But yeah, he's a woodsman, deer hunter. Started out as a young boy. Went to deer camp, got invited. He showed up. They require him to cook his own food. He's a young boy, like 13, 14 years old. He shows up. Hey, he's gonna make some chili. So he makes a pot of chili, and he said, well, you can use that meat right there. What is that? He said, I don't know. Go ahead and cook it up. So he cooks it up. He makes this big old pot of chili. He starts eating it, man. They didn't tell him what the meat was. It was a raccoon. And he ate it for the whole week. Raccoon chili. So that's how he got his nickname, Kumbo.
He must not have. It must not have tasted funny. Or
Oh, it tasted good. You cook it. I think you cook any meat right. You probably make it good. But man, he's got some interesting research methods that I've kind of picked up on.
this is the area in a lower parking lot where it's all gravel, but I went up the road and was looking at a trash receptacle, a a garbage bin for campers to dump their trash in. You see that black square? That is a dumpster. So I sent the drone up there just to check out the dumpster, just in case anything might be wanting to dig into the dumpster. And then I come back down to the parking lot where we are parked in and cinch the drone down and call it a night.
you see me pretty good?
Oh yeah.
Cool. All right.
Let's see, where'd he go?
How long does the battery last?
It's supposed to be for a cop. It's supposed to last 7 or 8 hours. I mean, a long time.
A shift?
Yeah, a shift.
Okay, cool.
So, I mean, look at the distance. Here, hold this. I'm recording right now. Where you at? Okay, hold this. I'm going to walk in over this direction so you can...
This is like an episode of Cops, man.
So can you see me pretty good?
That's a 10-4. We got a suspect coming out of the woods over. We're in pursuit. His arms are flaring out. He's got a weird gape to him. Hunched over. Coming right at me.
So yeah. So I'm basically just, testing it.
Yeah.
All right. It's finally come to an end, and it's been 3 days, very comfortable weather, high 70s, low 80s. Nights are very, very cool, easy to sleep in. So, we tried a few experiments, put out a lot of audio. There's certainly audios to go over, and just like most of the outings, you hear typical things that you just maybe you can't explain. What sounds like some rocks, what sounds like knocks. So we're going to have to isolate those things on audio and just listen to them closely, because when you hear them in the moment, you can only respond after they're done. You're like, oh, wait, what was that? And you don't really get to dissect it from beginning to end, what happens before or after, during, or whatever. In the moment, you can only go with what your recollection of what you just heard, rather than putting it on a program and being able to study it. So there are a lot of things that we need to listen to that could have happened here. But last night, myself and Joe went down, drove around several different spots and stopped with the blacked out windows in the vehicle with parabolics on top. It was fun, uneventful, didn't hear too much. So that experiment was a bust, but it's got merit from the things that I've gotten from it in the past. We did do the Japanese language down there under a tarp, built it up, looked like a little tent with the LED lights going on underneath, and the Japanese language played for about an hour and a half and then shut off. And I had a log recorder sitting outside of that to see what happens after the sound shuts off. So I had that audio to go over. So who knows? And prior to that, did hear a couple of really, what I thought was really interesting possible knocks coming back from this direction over here. So we set the Japanese language tactic down here, so maybe we can get the two connected somehow. Maybe it got a visitor. Who knows? I hope. So I need to get my coffee going so that I can get packed up and get out of here. All right, coffee's ready. Mmm. I should be upset because Miguel almost used all of my creamer. Just kidding. It was me. I don't think he used any. It was all me. Oh. Get to sit down, take a couple sips. You know, it's funny, after the trips are over, I seem to a lot of times be disappointed in the lack of activity. But beforehand, I'm always so amped up about the possible activity and the plans that you set up. You know, always getting excited about the things that you're going to do and you're going to try to do. So it's that anticipation that I like. I like the build up, and then I like trying to do everything that we do. I enjoy it. You know, I also enjoy this times when I'm here alone. Miguel left, Joe left this morning. So, you know, of course, very gracious, you know, left me a message and said we all, you know, they enjoyed their time with us, with me, and everything was good. But he had things to do today. So I woke up here alone on the last day, and, you know, I do realize that I like this. I like being alone. You know, the adrenaline pumps when you're alone are much higher, but the relaxation is much better when you're alone. You don't have to accommodate anyone but yourself. You can be as dressed down as you want to be. When I'm out with Shane and it's hot, there's a lot of times I'm walking around in flip-flops and underwear because it's hot. When you're by yourself, you don't even need the underwear on. But that's neither here nor there. It's just a very comfortable, relaxed, just being out in nature. You know, I hear a bird chirping and heard a bullfrog. There's some pond down over here somewhere, some water source where you could hear some frogs. It's just a very nice cadence of woodsy sounds that you can blend right into. And then when you hear something out of place, you know it immediately. Now that was not a rock. Did you hear that? That was something falling out of a tree. But it was loud. It's 10:30. I'm hoping to be on the road by noon. So I got an hour and a half. So I can just kind of slowly, methodically get my stuff packed into the vehicle. The biggest pain in the butt is breaking down the tent and getting all the stuff out of there. So I've been avoiding it. But I'm hoping to go back home. I've got to take a few days, get a job lined up, go out to a house and look at a siding job and try to get that on the books and scheduled. And this next month still should be very warm. Did y'all hear that? It just happened again in the same area. Down there where it drops off, I heard something hit the ground and I was like, okay, that fell out of a tree.
and then while I was talking, it happened again. So again, it's probably something that fell out of the tree, but the timing. Let's see if it happens again. Now, if it happens a third time, then I'll be suspicious. I got this nice little Bob Love cop camera. It's a cop camera that hooks on the an officer's lapel, and it's very easy to use. You know, turn it on, and it has the regular camera, and it has night vision. The night vision seems to be working pretty good. So I did take some night vision with this when we were out, when me, Miguel, and Joe were out walking around with his thermal camera last night. So I took some night vision with this. So I'm still testing it and I'm still playing with it, but I'm going to include some of the video from this night vision so you can get an eyeball on it. It's just got these little bitty red lights. You can barely see them, and they're the ones that are on when the camera is in night vision mode. But the field of view seems to be pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to this being a valuable asset for nighttime, activity. That way you don't have to always turn on a bunch of lights to film something. Well, packed up and ready to rock. Leave no trace. Boy, this rig is loaded. All right, let's go home, y'all.
Hello. Hello. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's enough. It's only been 2 days. It's only been 2 nights.